What's going on, guys? Julio here again. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. I hope you guys are achieving everything you guys want to achieve this year. We are in March. Next month is the 6th month, so we'll be halfway through the year. I hope you guys are doing everything you guys said you guys would do. Hope you guys are locked in and ready to get more. Something that I've been wanting to talk to you guys about. The past 5 months have been phenomenal for me. Just in general, just trying to find my rhythm back. Everything's been pretty good with me. Just trying to lock in, trying to keep doing more. I know that a lot of this stuff becomes very repetitive, and a lot of the stuff that I tell you guys is very repetitive, but I just be trying to have you guys locked in your head. For example, I don't know if you guys ever felt like you guys are just living general lifestyle, just living, and then every day you wake up and go to sleep, it just repeats the same cycle over and over again. You know, same thoughts, same habits, same distractions. You go to sleep hoping that there's a different day, but when tomorrow comes, it's the exact same day as yesterday. And that's not a bad thing. That just means you're in a loop, and if you don't break that cycle, you'll die the same person you are today. The loop is when your life becomes very predictable, not because it's stable, but because you stopped growing. You wake up, you check your phone, you scroll for dopamine, go to school or go to work, you do the bare minimum, come home, eat junk food, scroll again, sleep, and repeat. And the worst part about doing this all the time is that you yourself, you know that you are stuck, but you have gotten so comfortable to not do anything about it. You convince yourself time after time that you will change, that once you're less tired or life calms down, that you will start. But next week becomes next year, and eventually it becomes never. There's a reason why this loop feels so hard to escape, because everything around you is designed to keep you there. Your phone feeds you distractions. Society makes you feel comfortable. Your friends feed you validation for doing nothing. We are raised to avoid discomfort, chase dopamine, and play it safe. As humans, we crave change, but we fear discipline. We want transformation, but not the pain that comes with it. So you numb the feeling with entertainment, with scrolling, with nonsense. And every day your future gets quieter and your regrets get louder. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And if you don't interrupt the loop, your life becomes a slow death with a Wi-Fi connection. You know, you don't need to flip your whole life overnight. You just need to disrupt the pattern. Start by doing the opposite of what your loop is. You know, wake up earlier than usual. If you're waking up at 12 p.m. every day, start waking up early. Start waking up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Go on a walk, but listen to your thoughts. Try to brainstorm everything you have going on. The time you have by yourself early in the morning is very valuable. You guys have to understand that that time with yourself, you don't even have to have music on, but that time with yourself when you're just there alone is very valuable. And it's one of those times where you have to sit there, or you have to express yourself, what you're thinking in your head. Because most of the time we have so many ideas that we want to accomplish, that we want to do, and we never get to do it because we just don't find time. And the last thing that I can recommend you guys is to pick something to avoid. If you're constantly scrolling on TikTok every day just to get dopamine, just because you know you're so adjusted to just scrolling every day, why not delete the app? It's as simple as that. You know, our phones here can turn this off and not pick it up if you don't have to. You know, we're so programmed to think that we have to be on our phones 24/7, or we have to do stuff 24/7 on our phones, unless it's the type of business that you guys have, or a type of, you know, work purposes that you have on your phone. You don't need to be 24/7 scrolling on TikTok or Instagram. You know, none of that stuff is useful at the end of the day unless you know how to use it, unless you're providing content for people out there. You want to become the creator, not the consumer at the end of the day. Discipline isn't built on motivation. It's built on momentum. Every small win is a crack in the loop. And the more cracks you make, the harder it is for you to stay in the loop. You know, you weren't born to be stuck in a cycle, in a loop. You were built to evolve, to grow, to become more. But that only happens when you decide to do something, not wish. Because if you don't wake up, you will die the same person you are today.